Curse you with the Holy Grail right before my eyes. Or before my eyes. Don't mind me just adding shit in there to make those lines more dramatic. And they're dead. Rip Saints. No, probably not. Excuse me, thank you very much for saving us from danger. Hey, good work. You don't owe me for this, so don't worry about it. You should be more worried about your body. That damn assassin kept targeting your butt like a pest. Ha! Ha! Actually, he shot at everybody else. Or rather, swung at everybody else, aside from Mash. Mash took one hit during that fight. He's a womanizer. Hey, you look fragile, but you have a pretty nice body. Icing on the cake. Cullen. I have no idea what class you are, but you're pretty sturdy. Maybe saber? No, you don't have a sword. Well, the shield kind of looks like a sword, but yes, I'm assured that, well, underneath that, you know, like fairly scantily clad armor, she probably does have childbearing hips. It's probably okay. Cullen's a bit of a womanizer, but he's got a good eye for this shit. Hey, Showman, what did you think of that? Well, yeah, he's a womanizer. For now, let's get some information. He seems to be a decent heroic spirit. Decent. Well, that's about the best we can get here. Oh, someone who wants to cut to the chase. What is that? Some means of communication through magecraft? Well met, Kester servant. I don't know which heroic spirit you are, but we have nothing but respect and awe for you. Oh, spare me your remarks. I'm sick of hearing them. State your business, weakling. Isn't that what you're good at? Oh, you see, now he's just being an asshole. You see, nice comments don't work on him. I see. Right then, weakling. I got called a weakling from someone I've met for the first time. Okay. Next go round. And we're gonna still whore up the friend points. Actually, before I do this, since we have money, since I remember, because it's easy to get stuck in a chain of this, one thing I actually want to do is go back into enhancement. Right. And we're gonna come down to Noble Phantasm, since we actually have money to cover this now. Right. Okay, so, Elizabeth, level 21. Right? And then her extra. Now, let me explain how this works. In order to increase the effectiveness of the Noble Phantasm of a specific servant, you need to actually go off and find multiple of that servant's cards. Which, well, you could see how that can get kind of a pain, you know, kind of a really big pain with 5-star servants and above. They're really rare, and also, in order to increase their Noble Phantasm level to maximum of level 5, Elizabeth is at level 1, and we're going to increase her to level 2. So that attack that we just used is going to get even better. But in order to get to level 5, I have to find 3 more copies of Elizabeth out of the Gacha-rolla at random chance. This is where the game's random chance progression shit can get kind of annoying, especially since you can't actually, well, get St. Quartz very easily. Well, there's one way you can get it very easily. You could spend money on getting it. But, however, I'd like to point out that in order to get 30 St. Quartz, which is what you need for a 10 roll, it costs $23. Yeah, that's kind of expensive. But, well, it's a mobile game and they gotta make money somehow, and it's not like they're forcing you to do it in order to be, you know, they're not necessarily locking it behind it. It's just gonna take a really long time if you decide not to pay. And you're gonna be determined on random chance. And also, in addition, even if you pay money, it's still determined on a random chance anyway. So, well, you pay money to entertain yourself and keep the game going. Of the pay-to-win systems that I have encountered, of the rip-offs, of the highway robberies, of the games that I have played, honestly, this is one of the least obnoxious. Even though that price is really fucking high. $23 to roll the gacha like that. God damn. But, well, it makes it so St. Quartz is valuable. So if you want to get ahead in this game, you're gonna have to be, you know, going for that, well, all that St. Quartz. But, well, let's enhance Elizabeth's Noble Phantasm. Okay, so deal heavy defense-ignoring damage to all enemies. You see, that's what makes her attack good, because it ignores any type of defense. And inflict curse 3 turns. So even if it doesn't outright kill them, it, well, screws them over pretty handily. If I remember correctly, curse is basically damage over time. Effect increases with overcharge for all enemies. And also, that's another thing that you can get if you increase their noble phantasm level. It's a pain in the ass to get it to level, well, get it to 100% already. But as you rank up the noble phantasm, you can also overcharge it. So now she can overcharge it to 200%, even though that will take about 50 billion fucking years at the rate she gets her arts cards. So what we need, unfortunately, to get Elizabeth to her maximum potential is, well, a shitload of casters, to be honest. We need magicians to keep the show going. And unfortunately, they don't have a showman character. Oh, what a shame. However, we'll see who we run into down the road. Alright, well, now that we have that, we can just stroll back into doing missions. Alright, so, coup calling again because why not get 200 friend points? Or 275 with everything. And that's the current situation in Chaldea. Yeah, everything's pretty fucked up. Currently, Showman is the acting master and in the middle of conducting field research. Let me confirm something. You're a servant from the Holy Grail War that broke out in the city. And the sole survivor? If by that you mean I haven't lost. Our Holy Grail War changed to something else entirely along the way. I don't know how it happened either. The city is engulfed in flames. Well, was engulfed in flames, and the humans vanished. Only the servants remained. Saber was the first to resume the Holy Grail War. That chap began rampaging like a tiger released from a cage. Archer, Lancer, Rider, Berserker, and Assassin were all defeated by Saber. The survival of the 7 servants. That rule of the Holy Grail War was broken here. And in the end you won, caster, or rather, you're the servant who survived. Yes, any servant that was defeated by Saber became like those two, corrupted by the Black Mud. Ah yes, the mud of the Holy Grail. Well, now you see, they play around with the Holy Grail as a thing in the Fate series, but, well, what they fill it with is, well, not exactly the nicest thing, as you can see by them kind of taking dark tones with some of this shit. Well, it's not alcohol, I can tell you that much. They and the monsters that sprung up like maggots started looking for something together. The troublesome part is that I'm the only one, well, I'm the one the things are looking for, or well, they're looking for. You see, the Holy Grail War won't end until I'm killed. You and Saber are the only surviving servants? Then if you defeat Saber, yes, that would probably end the Holy Grail War here, but I don't know whether things would return to normal. Probably not, everyone's already dead. I see, you helped us, but in the end, it was for your own sake, huh? You want to defeat Saber, but you don't stand a chance doing it alone. That's why you zeroed in on us, right? That's right! But it's not that bad. That's not a bad deal, is it? At any rate, looks like we've got company. Oh no, more combat! Ah! Yikes. There's no end to these guys, I'm telling you. There's nothing better than having allies. Well, that's true. However, we don't necessarily need you, Cullen. We could go kill Saber on our own. Ugh. Or I can just call Gilgamesh if I really wanted to. Now you see, this is the problem. You see, Saber. This happens a lot with first encounters, and it means that Elizabeth is going to be less effective. However, we're just going to keep amping everything and force our way on through. Every little bit helps. Okay. So, strangely, Elizabeth did not get, well, it's all randomly chanced anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But, no. We're gonna build up that arch chain. 1%. Aha! Can't kill the star. Heh. Right. But now we have 3 engagement here, so this is going to be a bit of a, well, a longer fight. So maybe we do have time to really get this going. We'll get somebody's noble phantasm. It's probably going to be probably going to be Cullen first. And you see by those kinds of attacks, really. All right, so now it's a bunch of lancers. All right, well, look at that. Elizabeth got her arts card. Unfortunately, we don't have a third one to make a chain. Well, what a shame. Okay, good. Overkill Arts actually did manage to get us a considerable amount of Noble Phantasm there. Good. We'll save it for the last engagement, though. Unfortunately, I would make a Brave Chain here. However, we want to get that Noble Phantasm, so we're actually going to have to hold off on that. We'll do Quicks, because Quicks will give us actually more Noble Phantasm than a Buster. Even though the Busters do the most damage. See? There we go. Ow. Okay. Now all she needs is 2%. And there we go, we got it. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly... Right. Alright, it's anti-army. So it damages everybody! Hold on a moment, folks! Even though they're all sabers, so this is gonna be somewhat muted. But, well... Oh, she got her arts card as well. How about that? Alright, well, we'll soften the lead guy up. Well, actually, we can make it do the most damage that it can by doing that. So, we'll do this. Fortunately, there's only going to be one enemy left standing to hear Elizabeth's song. See, now it's level 2. Sing! That does not do all that much damage. Especially when it's resistant. However, you killed it anyway. Well, there we go. See, we've almost got it. It's almost love. She almost registers us as a person. It's probably because I increased her Noble Phantasm. It's probably it. And we've got a Gem of Saber, or rather, yes, it is a Gem of Saber. I got that exactly right, which is, well, upgrade material for sabers. We fought enough of them. That sounded a bit worrying. I'm sure reality won't close in on us. We'll be fine. Things have settled down, at least. True, we can't have a decent conversation like this. My bad. If I had been summoned as a Lancer, I could have finished off Saber with just one strike. Man, caster is just not for me. I don't like being a caster in a Holy Grail war like this. You were a Lancer? It's been known to happen, Senpai. Some heroic spirits have the attributes of multiple classes. He is not just a spear wielder, but a high-level heroic spirit with qualifications to be a mage. Well, him being a caster is making sure that Elizabeth actually gets the arts cards necessary to actually get her Noble Phantasm, so I ain't fucking complaining. You can sit there and suffer while you, well, rig up her show. Alright. I'm only speculating, but he must have been... he must be one of the top servants. The kind that's featured in the magazine Vivian. That's not actually even remotely... Smash, what are you doing? What are you talking about? But whatever. Let's move on. Ah, yes, you said you were masters of an organization called Chaldea. I guess that's all I need to know. Yeah, that's all you need to know, punk. We're here to fix the past that you've apparently screwed up. In general, servants tend not to get overly involved in problems outside their own time period. We ultimately only cooperate as weapons. Your goal is to investigate this anomaly. My goal is to put an end to the Holy Grail War. We share mutual interests, so how about we join forces? That's a rational proposition, but if we do that, who will be your master? I could be, not necessarily that, you know, not that you're actually putting me forward, but, you know, I could nominate myself. It doesn't seem like you have the aptitude to be a master. Well, that kid there, of course. It doesn't seem like you have the aptitude to be a master. Ha ha! I mean, you possess high-quality magical circuits, yet you don't have the aptitude to be a master. Is it a curse? Oh, shut up. What do you care? Well, he's making an observation, lady. Showman, he's in your hands. Use him wisely. Okay. He's a critical, well, he's a noble phantasm generating engine. That's what you're there for. Throw me some more arts cards. Then it's settled. The contract is only temporary, but I'm counting on you. That leaves one last thing, your goal. What you're looking for is probably the Greater Grail. Greater Grail? I'm not familiar with that. What is it? This land's true heart. If there is indeed a singularity, it has to be that. Oh yes, the corrupted spire way over on the other side of town. But Saber is lingering around the Greater Grail. The remaining servants she contaminated too. Berserker and Archer are the ones left. What are those two like? Are they strong? Well, Archer can be dealt with if I'm with you. Berserker is the problem. Even Saber had trouble with that monster, but he won't attack unless you get too close to him, so ignoring him is one option. And we will ignore him because Berserker's fight in here is actually way, way above our level. We understand the situation now. We'll team up with Mr. Caster to obtain the Greater Grail. Mr. Caster, would you show us the way? Skip the Mr. and I'll take you there. The kid here will decide when to make our move. Much obliged. Then shall we resume the search? I'm counting on you, showman. I got it, Roman. I got it. I can handle it. Okay, another St. Quartz in the pile. Almost to that gacha roll. Almost. And we're going down here. And another quest. We're gonna call on Cucullin again, because, well, we're stocking up friend points. But it's nice to see that our costs are increasing down here. So we can actually afford to field other things. Section 7, Towards the Greater Grail. Enemy class inclination. By forming a party based on the affinity with the enemy class, you can be more advantageous in battle. However, right now these fights are so weak it doesn't necessarily matter to actually play the game. And also, they're so jumbled and out of order that you're gonna actually run into something that's you're weak against anyway. But it's nice that these fights are fairly easy. Amp everybody's attack. And you better get used to seeing this, because this is what I'm going to be doing every fight, and this is what I was doing through the early stages of my game too. Just using all of the skills and making sure Mash's noble phantasm granting abilities got to the thing that I was trying to use as my beat stick. And today it's Elizabeth. So, let's try this. I don't want to kill it immediately. Rather, overkill it immediately before Elizabeth actually gets a shot at it. I was expecting her to kill it, but, well, we could survive a poking. Well, Mash can take a couple of pokes in the same spot. She's fine. She's a tough girl. Brave Chain, yet again. However, somewhat useless. Okay. Okay. Okay, 40%. Not bad. Oh, look, archers. Things I can poke. And look, Elizabeth got her arts card. Amazing! Unfortunately, we're out of step with everyone else, though. God damn it. Mash, why do you keep wasting your arts cards? Ooh. Well, at least you made good use of the Buster. Ooh! Goodness gracious me! Okay. Oh! Hey! You just had your arts card. What the? Where did you get that from? Alright, the turns ticked over. Every third turn, you see there are 15 cards, 5 for each servant. And so after the third turn, you've expended them all, so they reset. So now that we're on the 4th turn, she got her arts card back on the first try. How about that? Now we can actually charge that a little bit higher. I'd put Mash in there, however, her Noble Phantasm is basically useless because we can't actually use it. Unfortunately, she's not going to get to 200% because we don't have enough to actually get her there before this fight ends. Oh, well, right, the hands. The hands! Ah, different type of enemy. We'll see them later, though. That's kind of strange, though. It's kind of rooted into the ground. It's not exactly as threatening as an obelisk, or, you know, a hand of Nod, but, you know, it brings it to mind, doesn't it? But okay, so, just in case it doesn't die horribly when she uses her Noble Phantasm, we'll throw a Brave Chain at it too, why not? Eh. 12,000 damage. Unfortunately, well, it got interrupted by the Noble Phantasm, so she didn't actually get to use her Brave Chain. But oh well, she got the job done. Good job, Elizabeth! Ah, it still fell short. Shit. Okay. Right. Not much, but we're still trucking along here. Straining my voice here a little bit to continue talking like this. Way more, lots and lots of reading, but then again, I should be used to this now because I do Let's Plays. This is my job now. But oh well, don't mind me. And Professor is down there too, but once again, friend points are more important. Now we have a Berserker, a Lancer, an Archer, and a Lancer. Well, Saber, and then a Lancer. My bad, got that mixed up. So, well, now we're just gonna fight basically fucking everything. Okay, no exposition this time. Good. I like it when it just gets to the fights. However, a mobile game having a visual novel is also quite interesting, and it's not that I don't like that. It's just that, well, I've played this already, so I'm running through the same thing twice. I'm trying to be, you know, I'm trying to carry a show here, but you get my drift. All right. And right out of the gate, we have an arts chain. Alright, one target down. Ah. That crafting essence is now actually coming into its own here. Oh boy, sabers. Fantastic. Well, shouldn't we do that? Though then again, I probably should have put Elizabeth last so she gets the most damage to offset the resistance. But it's dead anyway. Ow! Fucker. Okay. So we're gonna light. Just continue hoovering up all of that noble phantasm. Those are starting to hurt. Oh, look at that. See, now we're actually starting to be able to actually use the damn noble phantasm. And Cucullin has his too. Fantastic. Ah, got ya. Invincible NPC. We'll deploy that next game, or rather, next round. Okay, so now we got everything in front of us. And this is where we deploy all of the noble phantasms. And we'll have Elizabeth light a buster here, just to make sure that everything is going to get all of the damage. Or rather, shouldn't we? We'll start with that, and then we'll launch into this. So now we get to see Cucullin's noble phantasm. Which is kind of comical. And everything's basically already dead. See, I'm preparing for other bigger fights where you actually need to plan ahead more than one move. We'll get to those fights. They come. Uh-oh. Servant profile has been updated. A new voice has been added to my room. Well, now she has something new to say about us. Oh boy. We'll go talk to our waifus later.